And now, Viking Radio Theater is proud to present the conclusion of Corsairs Liberation.
Come all you young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. And
Corsairs Liberation, Chapter 3, A Corsair's Life. Starring Trent Browning, JJ Mueller, and Jannet Kaya. Written by Walter Lutsch and Kallan Gustafson. Directed by Mitchell Parker.
steady she goes. But up jumps the shark with his 9 rows of teeth, saying, you eat the dough, boys, and I'll eat the beef. And it's
windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys, when the wind blows, we're all together, boys, blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she goes.
Up jumps the whale, the largest of all. If you want any wind, well, I'll blow ye a squall. And it's
windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys, when the wind blows, we're all together, boys, blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she goes.
Navigator's log, October 3rd, 4th? In all the confusion, it could well have become midnight without me knowing it. I have no idea how long we were engaged in battle. And now? We've been drifting down this channel for 10 minutes or thereabout, waiting, peering over the back of the ship for any signs of pursuit. For all I know, this could be the last entry in this journal. Any minute now, Conway and his crew could come around that bend in the channel and...
What are you writing, Isaac?
Well, it's... something halfway between a personal journal and the navigator's log. I was going to put down the details of our battle in case we survived this.
I guess it's as good a thing to do as any. Alex? Captain, how are you feeling?
I'll be fine. I'm sorry about...
Alex, it's fine. Just stay with me.
JOANNE, we're taking on water below decks. I counted 3 impacts below the waterline, mostly small cracks. It's only up to my ankles so far, but we're going to need to patch it with something soon.
Well, it might not matter in a few minutes. But take whoever you need and get those cracks covered.
There should be some spare sailcloth in the trunk next to the mizzenmast.
Right, Captain.
And Grace? How was McElroy?
He took bits of wood to the face and leg when that last volley hit the gun deck. Graham says he might lose his right eye. And if he doesn't, even if he doesn't lose either of his legs, he'll still walk with a limp the rest of his days.
Damn. And the others?
We've lost one. Mallory. The rest should live, but we've had 2 lose their limbs, and a 3rd will probably need to have it taken off if we get back to port.
All told, pretty light for all the volleys we took. Okay, get on those breeches.
Is that?
Quiet. Isaac, with me.
It's definitely a ship, all right. I can just make out the lanterns in the forecastle. What should we do, Captain?
Grace, get back to the wounded. Alex, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, crew. This is it. There is nowhere to go, and we are done hiding. They outgun us, but we have our wits and we have our weapons. We will make them regret setting foot on board the Corsairs Liberation. Let's give them a fight to remember.
Yes! Joe, there's gonna be double, maybe even triple the crew on that ship.
I know, Alex. I know.
Captain, it's not... I don't think it's the Malafor.
What?
I think it's the Queen Anne's Revenge.
Oh, thank God. That's her, all right. I'd recognize that figurehead anywhere. Everyone, it's not the Malafor. It's Blackbeard and the Queen Anne's Revenge.
Yeah!
Alex, shall we?
Yes, right. Prepare for a boarding party. Friendly, yes, friendly boarding party. I guess just an away team then.
Grapples away!
Grapples, aye.
Ahoy there, Smith! Looks like you're in a bit of a spot.
We're taking on water.
You'd better be after the beating you took. Even so, you were damn lucky.
Would you mind giving us a tow back to port?
What do you think we came all this way for? Bosun, we'll be towing the Liberation back with us. Call down to the oarmaster, the crew has a big job ahead. And get me a gangplank onto that ship. We need to have a talk, Smith.
All right, everyone, make fast the grapples and prepare for tow. We'll see if we can't get our oars out and help take some pressure off them. Alex, are you ready for this?
I'll be okay, Joanne.
Isaac, go get Grace and meet us in the captain's cabin. And when you do get back, do me a favor and don't say anything unless I tell you to.
Right.
I'm serious. Now go.
Well, aren't you a sorry sight?
Grace? Grace!
Isaac, what's going on?
It's the Queen Anne's Revenge. Joanne and Alex are meeting with Blackbeard right now. They wanted me to come get you.
Oh, thank the Lord.
They're towing us back to Nassau.
Not as bad as you thought, is it?
Shh, you should be resting. Don't talk.
What do you mean?
Isaac, he...
Grace, the distraction helps. I meant pirates, Isaac. We're not such a terrible lot, are we?
I guess not. Are you gonna be okay?
I doubt I'll ever see out of this eye again. Not sure what use as a bosun I'll be. But I should be up in no time. Especially with the lovely Grace looking after me.
McElroy.
I'm glad you're making it through.
It'll take a lot more than that to kill this old dog.
That's for sure. Besides, this is nothing compared to the old navigator.
The old navigator?
I mean, after the thing with the sextant, we had to take him to a doctor in port and...
Shouldn't you two get up on deck?
You'll be okay?
They wouldn't have called for you if they didn't need your counsel, Grace. Go. We'll manage down here. Graham isn't far away.
All right. Let's go. So, Blackbeard himself on the Corsairs' liberation. I never thought I'd see the day.
He's helping us into port, at least.
Wonder what he wants, other than money for towing us in.
He'll charge us for that?
Pirates, Isaac. One never can tell.
And what have I said about the knocking? Get in here.
Looks like he slipped around the other side of the island and headed off. There are a couple of ships going off in the directions he might have taken, but in truth, they'll probably be back in a few hours without having seen hide nor hair of him.
Well, this is our quartermaster Grace and our navigator Isaac Carlisle.
You're the one who's crossed paths with this Conway before?
Yes, sir. That's me, Blackbeard, sir.
I'm Edward Teach. I created Blackbeard as something for my enemies to fear, but you're not going to be needing that, are you, son?
No, sir.
Good. This is the dreaded and fierce Anne Bonny.
Hello, Mr. Carlisle. Grace.
Now, Carlisle, what makes you so important that that rat Conway tried to blow up half of Nassau to kill you?
Well, I overheard your conversation at the tavern last night, and...
It's not a good idea to eavesdrop on another man's business. But it's a useful skill for a Corsair, Carlisle. What else?
Right. Well, afterwards I followed him out of the bar. He wants to take Trinidad for himself, no matter what it takes, and he has a plan to destroy the Spanish fleet guarding it, somehow.
Aye, we know all that. We were there, remember. So he thought you'd go warning the Spaniards about his plan, did he? Obviously wasn't worried about us telling him. It's not like they'd listen anyway.
Alexander, I know that the crew will abide by whatever you decide. I also know that there's plenty of reason to get ourselves patched up and lay low. But I think that I stand with many on board when I say that I want to hunt him down and kill him for what he's done.
I agree with you, Joe. But you know we're outgunned. We can't do it on our own. Captain Teach, could we count on Nassau's support?
I'm sorry, Smith, but I can't do that. We can't do that.
With all due respect, Captain Teach, may I ask why?
Aye, I'm a bit surprised myself. He opened fire in our port, Teach.
It's not that simple, and you know that.
Why not? He's killed an innocent merchant crew who are relying on the safety of Nassau. He's killed fellow pirates in a pirate port. What would your response be?
Well, for starters, he'll never come near New Providence again. I'm sure there are pirates out there who'll still deal with him, but he's got to live the rest of his life on the sea, avoiding most of us if he wants to stay alive.
With respect, that is not quite the response I'd like to give to Conway for what he's done.
I'm not just a Corsair myself anymore. I have a responsibility to the Republic of Pirates. With everything we've built, the freedoms we stand for, how would it look for us to be hunting down other pirates? What's that going to say to all the others who are thinking about joining us?
I should hope it sends the message that what he did cannot stand.
Careful now, boy. You're hearing other captains address me a certain way. Don't think it works the same for you.
Well, I'm not a captain either, but I can't believe you're all treading so lightly here. Is no one thinking of all the people that monster will butcher if he succeeds? Isaac, you said he's got a plan to destroy a whole fleet of people.
Well, they are Spanish.
Oh, come off it, Captain. And what about the people in Trinidad?
And, sir, if protecting Nassau is your first priority, think of the reprisal from the Spaniards that will come from this. If Conway takes Trinidad and proclaims it his own new pirate haven, do you think they're just going to let that stand?
He's right. The Spanish will crack down on the pirate ports like never before, and you can bet the English will stay out of their way, just to see it done.
All right, I hear you. And you're right. Conway will destroy any chance of the Empire's leaving us be as soon as he sinks that fleet.
Then that's what we need to stop. Believe me, I want him as dead as anyone else. But it's his plan that he's worked so hard on. If we can stop this ambush of his, we'll keep a lot of innocents out of harm's way, and we know he'll be there. We might just get our chance to tear him apart.
Right then. We still have to leave the Republic out of it. As an individual ship, the Revenge and I are at your side, Captain Smith. And if you can persuade any others to join us, go to it. But Bonnie and I will make it clear to the rest of the flying gang that this isn't some crusade coming out of Nassau. But that still leaves us to reason how we're going to even disrupt Conway's plan. Maybe a backstabbing cur, but he's a good tactician, that one.
What exactly was he planning to do? He's killed a Spanish envoy and taken their signet ring. With it, he'll make a false document suggesting that the English are about to attack San Juan, and that the governor is requesting their assistance. With the official seal on it, the fleet will at the very least send half its ships to San Juan, drawing them away from the protection of Trinidad's port guns. Along the most likely route they'll take are some shoals off Guadalupe. That's where he'll make his attack, where they will have little room to maneuver.
Wouldn't they avoid that spot if it's so dangerous?
If it weren't for the urgency, they probably would. But as things are, they'll be taking as direct a line as they can find. The shoals don't slow you down much. They're just a perfect place for an ambush.
And with as many ships as they have, thinking that no one else knows where they'll be, it seems a safe gamble.
He's crafty, for sure. We're probably coming up on the turn out of the channel. We should both get to our wheels. The sooner we can get to port, get you patched up and plan out our move, the better. I'm sure Conway's planning his right now.
Captain's log, October 5th. The plan is working. Axton received word today that the Spanish fleet guarding Trinidad had set sail for San Juan, believing there to be an imminent British attack. In a week's time, we'll catch them in the shoals off Guadalupe. While my discussion with the flying gang did not go to plan, and we've no doubt made enemies in Nassau by trying to silence that boy and his crew, I'm sure I have found a way to muster the ships I need. We're on course for a point just off Havana, where I'll be meeting Archibald Thornton and Gregory Kirkpatrick. I haven't seen them since we served in my first Navy schooner, but they're working as privateers for the Empire now, and I think they would be most interested in unseating the Spaniards in Trinidad and collecting some treasure and cargo along the way. They each have a small fleet of their own, and all told we could bring quite an armada to bear. Let's hope the negotiations go well. Signed, Remington Conway.
Coming up on the rendezvous point now, Captain. 2 ships waiting for us, flying the British ensign.
Ease off the wind. Signal them our approach, then prepare the longboat.
Aye, Captain.
And Axton, bring an extra pistol, just in case these men aren't as intelligent as I remember.
You think they'll try to bring us in?
Arch and Gregory were always opportunistic. It's a quality I'm hoping to appeal to, just as long as they see the long-term benefit of taking Trinidad, rather than the short-term benefit of hauling us before the king.
Conway! Well, you've become quite the black sheep of the family, haven't you? Flying the black flag.
Arch?
Get off it, Archibald. Conway, it's good to see you, man. I was the first to be Waterstone's appointment to governor. We all knew you worked hard for it.
Thank you, Gregory. But I'm beyond that now. I still respect His Majesty and the Empire, but a man has to live by his own rules and seize the opportunity that God affords him. And today I bring the 2 of you such an opportunity.
Damn straight, Conway. Gregory's too soft, but if I'm not positively inspired by whatever deal you've cooked up, I'll drag you before the court and claim the reward on your head.
Don't be threatening the captain, Stuffy.
Oh, look at his trained spaniel, Gregory.
Axton. Gentlemen, there is much greater fortune to be gained by all of us if you'll just hear me out. And if you don't, well,
The crew of my longboat is preparing to light the fuse on a barrel of gunpowder I brought along. Should they hear any sounds of conflict, they'll dive under the water and it'll go off right on your waterline, Archie. Now I'm sure that your crew is good, Gregory, but my ship's armament will cut yours in twain before Axton and I draw our last breaths.
You won't get any trouble from me, Conway.
Archie, are you willing to listen?
Damn, you're a crafty son, Conway. Whatever you've got better be more than worth it.
Good. To business, then.
Navigator's log, October 4th. The crew has been working through the night to repair the Corsairs' liberation. We've only managed to recruit 5 other ships for our cause, so we need the liberation. I thought the word of Captain Teach would go farther in Nassau, but not many pirates are willing to risk their lives when there's no payment involved. We'll get underway as soon as the last of our supplies are loaded. Signed, Isaac Carlyle.
Right. It's agreed then. Keep in sight, and if we get separated, we meet off the bluffs near Manzanillo.
You sure your man in Kingston will come through?
He's alerted the governor there to be on the lookout for Conway passing through. In a day or so, I'm sure the rat will have heard from the men he's paid off there, and he'll surely steer around the other side of Jamaica right to us.
Perfect. And you have the powder and the fire barrels to split amongst the fleet?
It's mostly divided between the Valiant and the Revenge, but there's at least one of each on board every ship. We'll just have to hope we can set them out before they arrive.
We'll make the most of the time we've got, Captain Teach.
You're damn right, Carlyle. Friends, I'll see you out there.
I've got to see Grace about the wounded. Isaac, can you plot our course out? I suspect we'll be sailing through the night, and I want to get our headings all done in the daylight.
Aye, sir.
That was a clever idea you had, suggesting the smoke powder. If we're lucky, it'll mix with the fog in the morning and Conway will sail right into it.
Thank you. It's actually something my father had used in one of his battles. I didn't think I'd remember any of his stories, with how bored I always was listening to them.
Told me to tell you.
And I'm telling you, I want him off this ship.
He won't go with the others, Captain. You know how stubborn he is.
I am not taking a gravely injured man into battle.
Then you go tell him.
You're not gonna change his mind.
I'm not losing McElroy. He'll be safe here in Nassau.
He's never going to leave the ship, Alexander.
He's not going to die because of me. Isaac, do you have our course plotted?
Yes, Captain.
We're short-handed on this, Isaac. I expect you to be sharp on the helm.
Yes, yes, Joanne.
Isaac, go make sure we didn't leave any supplies. I need to deal with McElroy.
Joanne, is he okay?
I need to go check on the repairs.
Check the supplies. Right.
I must speak to the Capitan. Maintenant.
Jacques, you're alive.
Monsieur Carlyle, I thought you were dead on sea.
What are you doing here? Who are these people? Wait, where's Luke?
He did not make it.
I'm so sorry.
My new Capitan, he does not want us here. But Luke was our friend. We will fight for him, if you will take us.
Isaac, what's taking so long?
Oh, Captain, this is Jacques.
Yes, you're with Luke's ship, right? Where is he?
Désolé, Captain. We did everything we could.
I'm sure you did.
We wish to join your crew for this battle. For Luke.
Captain, we could use the extra crewmen.
Yes, of course. It would be an honor to have you aboard.
Merci, Capitan.
Isaac, get them on board. We're casting off soon.
Yes, sir. Our bosun is injured right now. But I'm sure Grace will know what to do with you.
Et toi?
Oh, I'm the navigator. I'll be up at the helm.
The Navigator? On the Corsairs Liberation? You are a brave man.
Right. Well, let's board. Don't want the captain to leave without us.
Bien sûr.
Navigator's log, October 6th. We sailed through the day and night and are nearing the ambush point. We can't tell if we've arrived before Conway's fleet, but we've met with the Queen Anne's Revenge and the others off Manzanillo. We spent the hours before dawn placing fire barrels in the water at the site of our ambush. Each of our ships have been burning a special gunpowder that, well, it just makes a lot of smoke. With enough of it in the air, the morning fog should cling to it and hopefully, Conway will sail right into it and not know what's hit him until it's too late. The captain seems optimistic, but still troubled. I believe it is because McElroy is still below decks instead of with the doctor in Nassau. I trust that he won't falter when we close with Conway's fleet, and that, heaven willing, we'll stop this invasion. Signed, Isaac Carlisle.
Are you ready, Isaac?
I think so.
Did we get the signal from Teach that the rest of the fleet's ready?
Aye, sir. 2 lanterns. All is ready. The crew is very excited to strike back at Conway.
Indeed. But remember, whatever happens today, we crush his plan. Puff shirt like him, that'll be the stake we drive into him.
Aye, Captain.
And, Isaac, whatever happens, know that, well, I'm very glad we found you on that island.
Thank you, sir.
All right. JOANNE?
This is it, crew. Those scum aren't going to know what hit him. They may have bloodied our noses. They may have fired on the Liberation. But they haven't broken our spirits. Today we pay them back. For Luke, for Mallory, for our McElroy below decks, for all of those we left behind at Nassau. And we won't just pay them in full, but tenfold.
Now then, crew, let's show them what it means to be a Corsair. Raise the colors. Prepare to haul anchor. The minute the Malafore enters the fog, we need to be ready to engage her. Run out the guns. Load the lower deck with solid shot, upper deck with chain. We want her crippled, not sunk. All the crew to stunsail. Scan for enemy ships.
Captain, something coming through the fog. 15 degrees off port stern.
Ships coming through. 2 cruisers at 30 degrees off starboard stern, Captain.
Enemy sighted, Captain. 90 degrees, port stern.
Ship sighted, 20 degrees, starboard stern.
Damn, there certainly are a lot of them. Carlisle, bring us about. 180 to port. Clear the gun deck. All hands to battle stations.
Aye!
JOANNE, can you make out which one's the Malafore?
Not yet. Most of them are too distant to get a good read on.
The Queen Anne's Revenge has opened fire, sir. The rest of the fleet is maneuvering in between Conway's ships. They're splitting them up.
Excellent. Anyone spot the Malafore yet?
Not yet, Captain. But we have a frigate heading straight for us. It looks like her guns are out.
Damn. We'll have to fend them off until we can find Conway. Down sheet. Carlisle, heading 1-5 to starboard. Angle us away from their side. Gun deck. Prepare to fire solid shot only.
Aye!
Wait for it. That's good, Isaac. Keep him there. And... helm! 180 to port. Gun deck, fire!
Right good, Captain! And we've cracked their main mast! We aren't going anywhere.
Captain, that crew.
They're privateers, Captain. British privateers. There's enough of them wearing the uniform. They've gotta be.
So that's how he's gotten enough ships. He's made a deal with privateers.
Captain! The Malafore, there she is! They're making a run for it, trying to escape the fog dead ahead.
Finally. Let's make sure they don't make it out. We've sighted the Malafore. Sheet up, clew down. Put every scrap of tack on the wind.
Aye!
Gun deck, load!
We're gaining on them. Captain, 30 seconds to intercept.
Excellent, Isaac. Prepare to swing 20 degrees to starboard.
Ready, Captain.
Now! Gun deck, prepare to fire chain shot cannon only.
Aye!
Fire!
Yeah!
Solid impact, Captain. Their sails are flapping around in the wind and it looks like a mizzenmast is cracking. They're losing speed.
Prepare the grapples. Isaac, run us right into their side.
Aye, Captain.
Brace for impact!
Brace for impact! Brace for impact! Brace for impact! Brace for impact!
Brace for impact!
Brace for impact! Brace for impact! Aye!
Grapples away!
And for good measure, gun deck, fire!
Boarding party away! More grapples, load the flintlocks.
Grace, get below decks. Keep the ship afloat.
Aye, Captain.
Come on, Isaac, you're with me.
Sir?
You want Conway? Let's go get him.
Yes, Captain.
They're trying to cut the grapples and limp away, but we're fighting them at every turn. We've managed to keep most of the fighting on the Malaphor, but there's more of them than us.
Looks like they're taking on water. Any sign of Conway?
Not yet, but...
There he is. He's up at the helm.
Let's go.
You miserable little bilge rat. This is all your fault.
You're not killing another member of my crew, Conway.
I'll just take care of you first.
Alex!
Stay back, Joanne. I can handle this.
Like hell, Alex! Together!
You think your ships can stop me? A few measly pirates?
Whatever it takes for a free Caribbean.
There is no free Caribbean. There was only my Caribbean.
You're a fool, Conway. People will always revolt against tyranny. Now you are going to... Joanne.
Alex!
Captain!
All right there, sir.
Yes, fine. Keep your other pistol on the woman.
You want me to take care of the runt?
No. Leave him to me.
You bastard!
Joanne.
Don't worry, Axton will take care of her. But you. I'm going to teach you a lesson. You've disturbed all my plans and... I don't even know your name.
I'm Isaac Carlisle, and I'm not letting you get away.
Carlisle? A Carlisle slumming with a bunch of mangy pirates? You certainly have fallen far.
Not as far as you. Every person on the Liberation has 10 times your worth.
Huh.
You're a feisty one, lady.
You are going to pay for killing Alex.
Oh, was he your husband? Pity. And the two of you almost had my captain matched with your swords. Honestly, I prefer a good pistol to the back.
You cheat.
Doesn't matter if I win. Though, I'm not bad in an even fight either.
You're weak, Carlisle. Weak and a fool.
At least I have my friends by my side.
Friends? Ha! You think these pirates are your friends? They're all too busy saving their own skins to help you.
And you? Your privateer army doesn't seem to be staying to fight your war.
No! Those cowards! We can still win!
You are never taking Trinidad, Conway.
No! The plan was perfect! How could... Maybe Trinidad is lost, but I can still kill you and sink your infernal ship. After I've slaughtered the rest of your crew, of course.
And what should I do with this one? She's disarmed, Captain.
Joanne!
Let go of me!
You see, Carlisle, this is what happens when you defy me. Kill her.
No!
This is for the captain.
And you, Conway. You just drop that sword. I don't want to use this.
Damn you, McElroy. He was mine. He killed Alex. And Grace, you were supposed to keep him below.
I'm sorry, Joanne. It was all I could do to keep up with him once the fighting started.
I'm not going anywhere, Joanne. I may not be any good as a bosun anymore, but I can help you string this one up for all that he's done.
Fine. And now, Conway.
You scum!
Oh, shut it!
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't? I wouldn't? You took everything from me. Killed my crew, my captain, and now you've done it again. I've witnessed so many deaths. All of them you're doing. You're a blight upon this ocean, Conway.
Isaac, I'll be the first to support you if you run him through. But make sure it's what you want. You swore an oath.
That I wouldn't shed blood. I know. But the captain, and Luke, and everyone.
Isaac, Joanne, there's a privateer ship heading this way.
My friends are coming for me. You better leave now if you want to get away.
Oh, they're coming for you, all right. But it's under escort from the Queen Anne's Revenge.
What?
Oh, Conway, you made a deal with privateers, and you didn't deliver. I think they've figured out the price they'll pay if they sail back to the king with nothing to show for this mess.
No. No, no, no!
So what will it be, Isaac? They can just as easily take his body back.
No. The captain said that the stake in his heart would be to crush his plan, humiliate him, and a public execution in front of the palace will complete his failure.
My name is Archibald Thornton. I arranged a ceasefire with Blackbeard and got his permission to collect whatever was left of this man. I'm pleased to see there's enough left of him to hang.
Aren't you gutless?
He's all yours, Thornton. Hang him high.
Gregory, don't let them do this to me. I can still be useful.
There's no way out of this, Conway. You gambled, you lost.
Now be a good British gent and take your disgrace like a man.
No, please, Gregory, stop, no.
Alex? Oh, Alex. We should get off of this ship before it sinks. Isaac?
Let me.
We're all here, Joanne. We'll all bring him home.
Navigator's log. October 6, supplemental. We've decided to lay Captain Smith to rest near Manzanillo. Joanne said... She said he'd want to be somewhere he'd done something heroic. Everyone agrees that sounds exactly like something he'd say.
The life of a pirate is not the holiest. But I know I speak for all who knew him when I say he did more good than harm in his life. Our captain goes to his rest, having accomplished great deeds in service to his family. He sleeps now, in the arms of our Lord, with an eye toward all of us, the family he chose for himself among the waves.
I did not know Capitan Smith well, but I knew the trust my own Capitan had in him, and that was enough for me. Bonne nuit, Capitan.
An intelligent man was Alexander Smith. He thought about more than survival. He thought about the welfare of his crew and how he lived this life of ours. Some might say he was too kind to be a Corsair, too worried about keeping those he loved safe. And then what better man to be your captain than one who loves you as family? I knew him but a little, and I was honored to know him at all. And I'm proud to have fought beside him this day when we did a decent thing, an honest thing.
Captain Smith took a slaving ship, and in his words, bent it to a better purpose. He wasn't a saint. None of us are. Well, except perhaps for Isaac. But my captain did the best with what he had, and he kept his trust in those around him. The Liberation and its crew are all poorer without him.
Alex, he was my husband and my captain, and I loved him. I'm sorry, okay. And I love that his last act was to help those that he would never meet, who would never know his name. He would probably have puffed himself up for years about it. Wherever he is proud of us, as we are of him. Isaac, please.
I'm only here because he decided to take a detour. I would still be on that island, probably dead, if it weren't for his curiosity. He opened my eyes to the beauty of a life at sea, something I have avoided seeing for most of my life. And he taught me that a Corsair's life isn't that simple, evil thing that most make it out to be. I will miss him. Navigator's log. October 12th. We've returned to Nassau to repair the Liberation. It's strange. With Conway halfway to England by now, and Jacques and his comrades back to their ship, the Corsairs' Liberation seems a bit empty. Not just of people, but of purpose. For the last week or so, we've been filled with purpose for our mission. But now, without Captain Smith, without a grand mission to achieve, I think the crew are finding it hard to go back to the way things were. It doesn't help that McElroy is still at the ward, recovering. While I'm sure he'll be up and about soon, his voice on deck is missed. JOANNE has thrown herself into repairs. She barely stops to eat or drink. Grace is the only one who can manage to get her to stop, if only for a few hours. As for myself, I do not know what the future holds. I'm sure I could find passage to Jamaica, but every day that I linger, I find it harder to imagine myself anywhere else. Everyone said it at the funeral, but it's just now sinking in. This crew is a family, more than any other I've known, and I'm lucky enough to have been included. How can I part with that?
Oh, I thought I heard the old man say, "Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Tomorrow ye will get your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time."
This has been the conclusion of Corsairs Liberation. Isaac Carlisle was played by Trent Browning. Alexander Smith was played by JJ Mueller. Joanna Smith was played by Jannet Kaya. Grace Wells was played by Brianna White. McElroy was played by Kevin Harris. Remington Conway was played by Peter Molesky. Axton was played by Walker Freepots. Ed Teach was played by Quentin Fagerly. Anne Bonny was played by Jordan Kupchak. Archibald was played by Quentin Fagerly. Gregory was played by Mitchell Parker, and Jacques was played by Wyatt Chapman. Corsairs Liberation is executive produced by Mitchell Parker.
But now we're through, so we'll go on shore, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.